Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Just Bulldogs podcast here for another preview heading into round 11. Bulldogs taking on the Sydney Roosters. Should be a pretty big game this week. Roosters not in the best form so far this season, but they always play the Dogs pretty well, so I'm sure it'll be a pretty good game. Dogs heading into this one as favourites, paying $1.42 to the Roosters, $2.87, playing on Friday night at 8 p.m. Bulldogs home game at a core stadium, so I'm sure there'll be a big turnout. Hopefully get a lot of our Dogs fans out there. Looking like it's going to be a bit of a wet game, so make sure you dress for the occasion. Heading into the team list, I'll run through the Roosters first. They have their captain James Tedesco at fullback, the wingers Daniel Tupou and Mark Nwanganita-Wase, the centers Billy Smith and Robert Toya, in the halves Sandon Smith and Hugo Savala. Front rowers are Spencer Lenu and Naf White, Connor Watson at 9, Angus Crichton and Siwa Wong in the back row, Victor Radley at lock, their bench, Zach Docker-Clay, Egan Butcher, Blake Steep and Lindsay Collins, and their extended Ethan King, Celeste Foketi, Dom Young, Chad Townsend and Benaya Loelu. Oh, that's a tough one. Sorry about that. Bulldogs lineup, we have Connor Tracy at fullback, the wingers Jacob Kiraz and Marcelo Montoya, our centers are Bronson Cherry and our captain Stephen Crichton, the halves Matt Burton and Toby Sexton, starting front rowers Max King and Daniel Suluka-Fafita with Reed Miney at 9, Viliami Kickout and Harry Hayes start in the back row with Kurt Mann at lock, our bench Bailey Hayward, Curtis Morin, Lipoi Hopoi and debutant Luke Smith. Our extended bench, Jack Underhill, Blake Wilson, Jake Turpin, Drew Hutchison, and Blake Taff. So a couple of changes in this one. Jamin Salmon, fractured ankle, so out for 10 to 12 weeks. Very tough loss. He's been playing very well the last few weeks, particularly in the starting role that he has been playing so far this season. Moved to the edge to cover for Jacob Preston against the Raiders. Done very well there, but the injury will see him out of the side. So Harry Hayes moves into the starting side. Kurt Mann starting at lock, and Luke Smith, the first time we will see him in the NRL. Captain his his Jersey flag side, sorry. Mostly plays as back row, a bit of a got a bit of a lock for middle forward experience, but I think he's mostly a back rower. Has featured in the Bulldogs extended bench multiple times this season, a couple of times as 18th man, first time in the side. In the trials, we've seen him playing in the center, so he's fairly versatile. Not the biggest player on the field, but a fair bit of mongrel about him, a player that I'm very excited to see get out there. But the things that'll change with the loss of Jamin Salmon, we see Kurt Mann start in the lock role. So far this season, it's been Jamin Salmon starting there with Kurt Mann covering for him, and then Bailey Hayward getting some time around the middle as well. Last year, was more how it was going, with Kurt Mann starting in the spot, playing about 20 minutes, Bailey Hayward playing the middle 40, and then Kurt Mann finishing it off. So I'm curious if they'll go back to that. Kurt Mann hasn't been playing big minutes so far this season, averaging around 30 minutes a game. So I'm curious if Kurt Mann's minutes will go up, or if they'll just play Bailey Hayward for a majority in this one. So someone to look out for there. Harry Hayes starting on the edge is something that I'm pretty excited to see. Came up through the ranks. He played a lot of outside backs when he was younger, but while he was playing New South Wales Cup before he got his NRL call up, he was playing in the back row. So I'm very excited to see how he goes out there. Very good defensively, gets through plenty of work, but I'm keen to see his line running and a bit of ball playing ability with him out on the edge. So should be good to see Harry Hayes starting out wide. Very confident in him defensively. This Rooster side place to look out for as we are leading into the Origin part of the year. Origin teams are named at the end of this round, either Sunday night or Monday morning. So a lot of players really looking to stand up in their last chance to show off that they should be picked in the side. I'll go through the Bulldogs players first. I believe Stephen Crichton is a lock for that right centre position for New South Wales. Other players fighting for a spot, Jacob Kiraz and Matt Burton. Reed Miney potentially for the Queensland side, and then Kurt Mann for Queensland as well. There's some reports going around that Kurt Mann will be picked for Queensland, so stoked for him if he does. Reid Marnie, if Harry Grant goes down, I would expect him to come into the side, but if Harry Grant fit, probably not so likely. If Matt Burton gets in, I think it'd be as an 18th man. It sounds like Connor Watson in this Rooster side's probably the 14. And then Jacob Kiraz still battling it out with Zach Lomax and Tom Trebojevic to try to get a wing spot. Probably less likely, but definitely has earned the call up if it does happen. I think Bronson Cherry would be in the mix, but a few too many players ahead of him currently. For the Roosters side, the players that looking to get picked for that Origin team and will want to perform well in this game to try to get their chance. James Tedesco, it's mostly between him and Dylan Edwards. Ryan Pappenhausen also in the mix, but if James Tedesco can really stand out, yeah, it'll be tough to leave him out. But yeah, Dylan Edwards, the incumbent, will be tough to surpass to take that spot off him. Daniel Tupou, probably a little bit past it, but playing very good football on the wing. And then younger Mark Nwanganita-Wase, coming over from Union, has played exceptional since moving over to the wing. Probably a little bit too raw to go into to get a call up for the New South Wales team, but a player that could definitely be there in the future. Spencer Leniu, very likely to get a bench spot. He's starting for the Roosters in this one, has been starting for a few games this year. His best role, in my opinion, is coming off the bench as an impact player, but if he can do that to open a game, can definitely put the team in good stead. And then Connor Watson, very likely to get that 14 role. Potentially could get the starting line, but I think his versatility, more suitable for the bench role. Angus Crichton likely to start on the edge as well, and then Lindsay Collins probably a long shot. I think this is his first game back. Had a fair few injuries so far this season, so he'll be looking to try to make his claim to get into the side, but probably unlikely to get the call up after just the one game. But still plenty of rep stars in this Roosters side. They're not quite performing up to the standard that we're used to, but still a lot of quality, so you can't sleep on them. Definitely have to turn up and have a good game against them. So the player that I'll be most looking to try to shut down in this one is James Tedesco. Loves to get his hands on the ball, coming out of his own end, but a very dominant player in the attacking areas as well, especially with the young halves, Sandon Smith and Hugo Savala. James Tedesco really taking control of that side in attacking areas. Sandon Smith's been doing pretty good in the 5'8" role, especially in attacking areas. Going down that left edge, he's got some pretty good footwork. Doesn't have the best passing game in the halves, but he's got a pretty solid running game. So if he gets a chance, he will take it. So you definitely want to shut him down early. Harry Hayes will be marking up against him, so look for a good game from Harry to shut down Sandon Smith as much as possible. Hugo Savala doesn't have a lot of ball playing ability, but it does have a very good kicking game. So need to be getting some good kick pressure on him, and I'm sure Viliami Kikau will definitely be up to the task for that. Make the night as tough as possible for Hugo. But the forward pack, definitely a very big matchup there. Starting pack, Spencer Leniu, Naf White, Victor Radley. Very strong, very forceful. They will be looking to start very fast in this one, especially on a wet track. They'll be looking to get the upper hand early. Bulldogs definitely need to aim up for the early stages. I think when the bench starts to roll on, the Rooster side, not as much experience besides Lindsay Collins. I think we could have him there when the benches start rolling on, but that opening stages, we definitely need to try to get the upper hand over this Roosters pack. Definitely think they could do some damage in the early stages, but if we can withstand that first punch, I think we'll definitely be in for a pretty good game. And Dogs should be able to get the upper hand. Should be a good game from Matt Burton. Looking for a good one for him to potentially try to get into Origin conversations, but we just need his boot. Really putting this Rooster side under pressure, get them working out of their own end, make it tough. With the chase of Viliami Kikau, Steve Crichton, all of our outside backs, make it tough for this Rooster side to come out of their own end and limit their chances to play attacking football. So looking for Matt Burton to really stand out in this one. My prediction, Bulldogs come away with a win. I'll go 24 points to 12. I don't think it'll be a crazy high-scoring game with the wet track, but yeah, Bulldogs 24 points to 12. And look for Matt Burton to really stand out in this one. That'll do for this one. Appreciate everyone for jumping on. Make sure to check out @JustBulldogs on Instagram. Got a bit more content going up on there, particularly on game day. Got the live updates on the story, so make sure to check that out. But anyway, appreciate everyone for jumping on, and I'll catch you next time.